Hello out there in YouTube land, this is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to do another short special video for the beginners and for any other player at any stage of their playing. It's always kind of been a mystery to me, and I'm sure to some of you guys, that when you buy sheet music or you buy the song book and you try to play your favorite songs out of that book, you realize that, hey, it's in a different key. And you ask yourself, why is it in a different key of the song? Because the point of the sheet music is to play along with the song, because that's what initially gets you excited. You hear stuff off the radio and say, I want to play just like that and play along. You know, kind of make yourself feel like you're part of the group as, you know, the record playing. And then eventually you go out and start forming a group and you play the stuff that you get off the radio and off sheet music. So that's been a question that has been plaguing me for years. And before I explain to you that, the answer that I found out, or the answer to that question, I'm going to say this. I'm not speaking of the tabs that you go online and you find, and you find it and it's totally out of key. I think the reason why people do that is to kind of throw a monkey wrench in their plans, because there's some very mean-spirited people out there that are just, for some reason, want to do you harm and don't even know you. And I think that's the reason why the majority of that stuff is in a different key, because like 95% of that stuff is in a different key. And again, the point is to play along with the record. Because there are some artists like, if you notice lately, I've been doing a lot of Steely Dan. There's no way that you can tab Steely Dan stuff totally by ear. It's just almost impossible because of the chords that they use. Excuse me, we don't normally use those chords. So it's important to, try to find the sheet music that's correct. Another artist in that vein is Stevie Wonder. The majority of his stuff is a lot of jazz chords, some weird timing, modulation, meaning it's in the course of the song it changes keys. Excuse me. So you definitely don't want, or you definitely want to get a hold of some sheet music to be able to play along with the record and make sure you're accurate with the chords. But getting back to the question at hand, I always wonder why the majority of the song books are not in the key of the song. Because again, it doesn't make any sense to be in one key and then the record's in another key. So I called Harold Leonard Publishing because I initially got the sheet music for Peg. Got the sheet music. I'm like, okay, I'm about to play this to the letter. I open it up. I'm listening to the record, and it's not even in the right key. Because normally in sheet music, it's either a step up or step down. And it's like, okay, it's not a big deal that I got to transpose it up or down. But with this particular one, it's like 3 keys off. So I wasn't even going to attempt to try to do that, because that's playing it in the right key is already going to be a task, to play these guys' music. So then I bought the songbook. Got the songbook. I went there, I found Peg in there. And lo and behold, it's in the same key as the other sheet music. So I'm kind of pissed at this point, because I'm like, I bought 2 different forms of sheet music, and it's not giving me the correct key. So I called Harold Leonard Publishing and left a voicemail detailing my question regarding why are the majority of the songbooks in a different key. So the guy was generous enough to call me back. Really nice guy, and we was on the phone for about 30 minutes. And he said, I got your voicemail, and there are actually several reasons why that happens as far as the book is in a different key of the song. And he said, here's the main, or the majority of the reasons, or the main reason why it's that way. And he proceeded to explain this to me. He said that the majority of the stuff that's in a different key, they changed the key to make it user-friendly for the user, the consumer. So basically what they're saying is, we don't think you can handle this key, so we're going to put it in another key. And I'm like, well, actually kind of doing a disservice, because you want to kind of elevate people and not take them down. Because basically what they were doing is dumbing it down. It's like, well, also the only thing you're doing is not creating dummies. So instead of making people push themselves and excel and reach that point as far as I'm playing in the right key and I'm playing all those weird chords, You're going to dummy it down for me and not make me a better player, which I found to be kind of just not logical. But that's the reason they say that sometimes it's in a difficult key, so we just tone it down. I said, well, you're kind of defeating the purpose, because I think if you survey your customers, just about all of them will say, yeah, I want to play in the key of the song. So therefore, please tabulate it in the key of the song. And if I got to struggle to figure out chords, I'm going to do that, and it makes me a better player. So my suggestion was, and of course it's just a suggestion, I said, leave it in the same key of the record. And if there's certain types of chords that are hard to finger, or, really weird chords, perhaps do a chord substitution, because that's what we do when we play in the band. If we can't nail it totally, we make our special arrangements to cater or fit to our band needs, because there might be a few guys in the band that can't handle certain keys or certain chords. So we do substitution where it works, and that does work. So, that's the answer to that age-old question. They think that, we're not bright enough to, try to hang with the record in the right key. So they're going to dummy it down and make us not, be the players that we need to be. Because I look at it this way. Give it to me in the right key, and if I can't handle it, that just means that I have to sharpen my skills, as opposed to throwing me a lifeboat or a life raft, not going to make me elevate my playing. Because, sometimes you got to be pushed to that next level. So that's the answer to that question. So I'm going to do something else briefly regarding chords. Sometimes I get comments from people and they say, what chord are you using? Even though I have the listing, they ask me about the fingering. Because, of course, sometimes you can't see exactly where my hand's at, because I stress this. I'm not qualified to teach. I don't do videos where it say, put your hand here and put the finger here. That's beginners. I'm not qualified to teach. So my channel, again, is designed for people that are already musicians and they just want the chords. They can play. They just can't get a hold of the sheet music, can't tabulate it themselves. That's basically what I'm here to provide. And again, sometimes I get comments about, you're going too fast and I can't see your fingers. And again, I stress that you're missing the point. It's not about seeing my fingers. It's about getting the chords. Because I think sometimes people get confused when I put tutorial up there. What I'm doing is teaching you the chords. I'm not teaching you how to play your guitar. Because if you know how to play your guitar, you can play chords. So I stress that because, again, I think sometimes people get miscommunication or confused about what my videos are about. So with that said, I'm going to say this briefly. As far as chords are concerned, it's not a bad idea. I've had this book for years. When you can't sometimes figure out different voicings, get you one of these books. And it gives you the finger diagram and shows you how to do it, because, depending on the record, you want to come close to the record as far as the voicings. You might not have that in your arsenal as far as these certain types of voicings for these certain types of chords. So it's a good idea to buy one of these books. I paid like $5 for this book, maybe about 8-9 years ago. And then they have one specifically for jazz. If you want to do jazz chords, because jazz chords are kind of different from the traditional ones. Same thing. They have the voicings, they have the fingering, so that's a good idea. And for people that's maybe strapped for cash but have internet access, there are many sites that you can go on, and they will show you the different finger voicings. And there's one site that sometimes I visit, when I'm trying to figure out these exotic chords that like you find in a Steely Dan song. I go on there and they give me like 3 to 4 different inversions, and then I click on it, they give me more. And what's cool about this particular site, I forgot the name of it, but not only it gives you the diagrams and the fingering, right next to the diagram in the bottom, it has like a little volume switch or icon. You click on it and it plays it. So you can hear the voicings of that particular fingering, and you go to the next one, same thing. You can click on it, hear the voicings, for that different finger position. So there are tools out there that can help you. And I do stress they can help you. Again, I am not an advocate for those websites or software to say, you never know how to play guitar in your life, but this software can help you. It's extremely difficult to become a self-taught anything. And basically all you're going to do is start to develop a lot of bad technique habits. It's just going to be hard to get rid of once you figure out that you can't do this by yourself, and then you go and get a physical teacher, which is what should have been taking place in the first place. So you don't, again, I stress, you don't want to go that route as far as, wow, for $59 I can buy this software, it's going to teach me how to play. No, it's not. It's only going to do is take your $59 and make you frustrated, and then you're going to give up. So I stress you guys out there that are trying to get started, do it the right way, the first time. Go get a music teacher that can teach you technique, theory, reading, strumming, and all those types of things, because it's very important to have somebody that can actually teach you. So, on that note, I'm going to sign off, because there was something else I was going to mention, but I guess I'll mention it in my next video. But I hope that this has been helpful to you guys, and I'm going to do a series of these in the future as far as I think of these more things that can be beneficial and helpful to you. So on that note, thank you for coming to my channel, and as always, take care.